So we're halfway in the Champions League, 3 games in. At this point, I think we've saw enough of these teams to try and decipher who the favourites are at the moment. I know we've already done a clip talking about who had the best start in Europe, but I think that it's fair that at this point we can discuss the teams that have came out the blocks quickest and those that still look like they've got some work to do. So I mean, the teams that have the perfect record still, PSG, Manchester United, Barcelona, deserve huge amounts of credit. Of course, they look very good and are expected to be doing so at this point. PSG maybe a little bit more of a surprise considering how easily they discarded with Bayern Munich the veterans of this competition. So PSG are an early runner, in my opinion, to win this thing, and that's with a full understanding that most of these teams don't really get going until it comes to the knockout stages. I mean, if you finish second, first, whatever, of course you want a better draw, but it's too early to assume that PSG are going to be the outright favourites. Real Madrid struggled against Tottenham recently, but that wasn't, I don't think that was as much a Real Madrid struggle as it was an impressive performance from Tottenham, so all credit to them. But at this point, my ranking as the Power 5 in the Champions League is as follows. I think PSG hold true at number 1. And this isn't just based on the results. This is just the way that they've been playing, how comfortable they look with each other, how threatening they look going forward. Mbappe, Neymar, Cavani, as I mentioned, when you've got a team that keeps out Di Maria and Draxler, then you're doing something good going forward, and they're not conceding goals either. So it's not like they're just that attacking force that we've seen in the years who then come up against Barcelona in an away leg and look like they just crumble. I think they're a little bit more experienced. Unai Emery has them working well as a system, and they look to me like the favourites. Doesn't mean I think they're going to win it. I'm just talking about it at this moment in time. And then second, despite a hiccup against Tottenham, I still fancy Real Madrid because they're Real Madrid and they're just expected to perform. And I think that, as I mentioned, they didn't look bad against Tottenham. I think that Hugo Lloris will be in Benzema's nightmares for years to come of how often he stopped him. And I think that if Hugo Lloris wasn't on form, it probably would have been 3 points for Real Madrid, but nothing taken away from Tottenham. They've played so well and deserve the utmost credit. But Real Madrid probably still are second in my ranking in regards to Champions League teams at the moment. Barcelona following close behind, perfect at the moment, 3-1 victory today, against Olympiacos. Fans not exactly turning out in their numbers, but Barcelona still, as they usually are without Neymar, still going to be the team that are expected to continue to perform. They haven't come up against the greatest challenge yet, both in La Liga, I think. No, scrap that, they did. But in Champions League, haven't come up against as tough a test, so therefore they fall just a little bit further down, despite the fact that they have a perfect record, better than that Real Madrid. I still fancy Real Madrid. And then it's kind of a toss-up. Like, I want to say Manchester United, but again, they haven't come up against any real tough teams, despite the fact that they're 100%. Manchester City have, on the other hand, they just beat Napoli, who are 8-8, so I'm going to put Man City in there, which will be crazy to many people who, why would you put them ahead of Juventus and ahead of these teams? I'm just taking it on form at the moment. Manchester City are one of the most informed teams in the world. It's hard to bet against them with how frightening they look going forward. And if I was any team in the world, I would not want to come up against them with the way they're playing. I talked about how the options, they consistently seem to be getting breaks inside the box. But to get those breaks, you have to have numbers there in order to put the ball into the net. And I think when you've got Sterling queuing up, and then Silva behind him, and then De Bruyne behind him, and then Gabriel Jesus, and then you get Aguero waiting on the bench, it's a pretty good outfit. And then in fifth, it could be any. I want to say Juventus, and then I want to say Manchester United, and then I want to say Tottenham. So let's just say Juventus United Hotspur. That fair? Probably not. You're probably already upset, but who cares? Comment in the section below which team halfway point in the Champions League looks the best, and I'll catch you guys soon.